Welcome to The Explainer. Today we are decoding something that could literally change your intimate life. We're going to look at some expert advice that could completely overhaul your approach in the bedroom, focusing on what it takes to get to real, genuine satisfaction.
So let's just dive right in with a pretty startling number. Get this. According to our sources, a whopping 99% of people are making one key mistake in the bedroom. And this one mistake could be what's standing between their partner and full satisfaction.
Now, you might be wondering, are you one of them? And look, let's be super clear. This has nothing to do with how much effort you're putting in. It's all about whether you're using the right technique. You could be giving it 110%, but if you don't get the real key to your partner's pleasure, you're just not going to hit the mark.
So what is this huge mistake that so many of us are making? Well, it all comes down to how we use our most flexible and, let's be honest, most effective tool, the tongue. The problem is usually one of two things, either completely overlooking the most sensitive area or, way more often, just using the wrong approach entirely.
Okay, so before we jump into the how, we've got to get a handle on the why. And that all starts with, a quick lesson in the anatomy of pleasure. I mean, you have to understand the hardware before you can use it the right way, right?
So, let's talk about the clitoris. And what's really fascinating here, what's just mind-blowing, is that this part of the body has literally one job, pleasure. That's it. Unlike pretty much any other organ, it is designed purely for sensation.
And here's the kicker. This tiny little area is packed with over 8,000 nerve endings. Just let that number sink in for a second. 8,000. That number is the whole reason the approach we take is so important.
And this slide, wow, this really puts it all into perspective, doesn't it? The clitoris has more than double the nerve endings of the glans penis. So now you can see why that harder, faster approach so often falls flat. It completely misses the point. This area requires finesse, not force. It's about precision, not raw power.
All right, so now that we've got the anatomy lesson down, let's get into the fundamentals. You know, rhythm, pressure, and form. You absolutely have to nail these basics before you can even think about moving on to the more advanced stuff.
Okay, rule number 1, and this is crucial. Start slow. Seriously, think of yourself as a musician, all right? You're building a beautiful melody. You're not an attacker storming the gates. Explore the areas around it first. And here's a little pro tip. Listen to your partner's breathing. If it starts to quicken, you know you're on the right track. So, you've basically got two main tools in your toolkit here. You always want to start with the flat tongue. It's broad, it's gentle, it's perfect for warming the whole area up. Then, and only when things are really heating up, you can switch to the pointed tongue for that super precise, targeted work.
Okay, once you've got those fundamentals down and you can tell your partner's excitement is really building, now it's time to get a little creative. Let's talk about some advanced techniques to really elevate the whole experience.
Have you heard of the alphabet method? It's as fun as it sounds, and it is super effective. Tracing an O with your tongue creates this amazing, continuous circular feeling that really builds pleasure steadily. But then, you can switch it up with an S motion, and that adds this teasing, unpredictable pattern that just keeps them guessing.
All right, next up is the suction technique. Now this one is all about creating a completely different kind of sensation. By making a light seal with your lips and applying just a little gentle suction. I mean, think of sipping lightly through a straw, not trying to down a milkshake. You stimulate those nerve centers in a whole new way. And trust me, the key word there is gentle.
Now this one, the tipper. This is your finisher. It's a really high-intensity move, so you want to save it for when your partner is right on the edge. You're using just the very tip of your tongue in these tiny, rapid, almost vibrating motions, right on that single most sensitive point. It can be that final push for an unbelievably powerful finish. Okay, you've got the individual moves down. You are ready to level up. Let's talk about the pro-level combination. This is where we put it all together to create an overwhelming, all-encompassing experience.
We're talking about something called the double attack. And the idea here is so simple, but so powerful. You're going to engage two major pleasure points at the exact same time.
So how does it work? Easy. Your tongue stays focused on the clitoris, right, using all those techniques we just covered, but at the same time, your fingers can explore internally to find and stimulate the G-spot. You're creating this incredible dual sensation from two different places. It's just a total game changer.
But listen, here's the thing. All of these techniques, the basics, the advanced stuff, even that pro-level combo, they're all secondary. They are not the most important thing, not even close.
Because at the end of the day, real satisfaction isn't just a physical checklist of moves you performed correctly. It's about a deep, genuine connection between two people. The technique is just the tool, it's not the masterpiece.
And that connection, that real satisfaction, is built on one simple, powerful foundation. The real secret is communication. Think about it. What if the single greatest technique you could ever learn is just asking, "What do you like?" Because everyone is different, every single person. What sends one partner over the moon might do nothing for another. So you have to talk about it. Drop the shame, be open, be curious, and just remember, learning about what brings your partner pleasure, that's a journey. It's not a destination you just arrive at. And that right there is the real art of intimacy.